Hello everyone, it is good to see you again in the class of kinematics and dynamics of machinery. This week, we will discuss the new topics after the velocity analysis, that is the acceleration analysis. In the acceleration analysis, I will only cover the polygon method. Before we go into the mechanism, let's see the acceleration in the rigid link. In the slide, you see that there is a rigid link that has the pure rotation. We know the angular velocity and also we know the angular acceleration. In the rigid link, we can define the vector from the center of the rotation to the point A. We call it as the vector RA. The vector RA can be written as R times e power I theta. R here is the distance from the center of the rotation to the point A. I is the imaginary part of the complex number and theta is the orientation of the rigid bar. When we want to get the velocity equation, we just take the derivative with respect to the time and then you will get this equation. R omega here is the linear velocity that we already used in the velocity analysis. Let's move to this term. E power I theta plus pi over 2, so the velocity vector is oriented 90 degrees from the vector RA as you can see in the slide. Next, we derive it again to obtain the acceleration equation and then you will get this equation. And then I will rewrite the equation become this one and finally I can make into this equation. From the acceleration equation, we see that there are two components of the acceleration. The first component is this one and then the second component is this part. This component is called as the tangential acceleration, or we can use AAT. You see that the orientation of the tangential acceleration is theta plus pi over 2. It means that the orientation of the tangential acceleration is 90 degree respect to the vector RA. The second component of the acceleration is the normal acceleration. The normal acceleration AA normal or RAN is R multiplied with omega square. Let's pay attention to the direction. The direction of the normal acceleration is parallel to the bar, as you can see at here. The direction of the normal acceleration is always goes to the center of the rotation, or pi radian respect to the vector RA. Here I will give you the example in how to determine the direction of tangential and normal acceleration with various directions of omega and alpha. When the direction of alpha is counterclockwise and the direction of the omega is counterclockwise, the tangential acceleration is perpendicular to the link and goes to the left, and then the direction of the normal acceleration is always goes to the center of the rotation. Next example is the angular acceleration is clockwise and angular velocity is counterclockwise. In this example, you can see that the direction of the tangential acceleration depends on the direction of the alpha. At here, the direction of the alpha is clockwise. It means that the direction of the vector tangential acceleration is goes to the right. And then the direction of the normal acceleration is always goes to the center of the rotation. It doesn't depend on the omega. Next example is the direction of the omega is clockwise and then the direction of the angular acceleration is counterclockwise. And you can see the direction of the tangential component and the direction of the normal acceleration. The direction of tangential acceleration, as you can see in the slide, is goes to the left because the direction of the angular acceleration is counterclockwise. And then the direction of the normal acceleration is always goes to the center of the rotation. Remember, the normal acceleration does not depend on the direction of the omega, but the direction of the normal acceleration is always goes to the center of the rotation. Another example is both angular velocity and angular acceleration has the clockwise direction. You can see the direction of the tangential acceleration and the normal acceleration. The direction of the tangential acceleration is goes to the right because the direction of the angular acceleration is clockwise, and then the direction of the normal acceleration is goes to the center of rotation. Then, how about relative acceleration? Now, either point A and B are in the motion. You can see it here, the point A has the acceleration, and in the point B also has the acceleration. Same with velocity, we also can derive the relative acceleration become AB is AA plus ABA. Note that ABA at here is the relative velocity, and it also have the tangential and normal components. ABA normal at here has the direction parallel to the link and go to the center of the rotation. In the case of acceleration of B relative to point A or ABA, A can be assumed as the center of the rotation. So the direction of ABA normal is go to the point A, as you can see in the slide. And then the direction of the ABA tangential still depend on the alpha. That is, goes to the left because the direction of the alpha is counterclockwise. So we know that the normal component of the acceleration is omega squared times r. And here r is the distance between point A and point B. And the tangential acceleration has the equation alpha multiplied with r. R again is the distance between point A and point B. We can write the equation in another form. ABA normal can also derive become VBA squared multiplied with AB. So in the complete equation, we can write the acceleration equation become like this. You know that AB also has the normal and tangential component, and AA also has the normal and tangential component. So in the complete equation, we can write it become AB normal plus AB tangential equal to AA normal plus AA tangential plus ABA normal plus ABA tangential. In this segment, we have seen that acceleration have two components, there is normal and tangential acceleration. You also already know that the direction of each component. Let's continue our discussion in the next segment. Thank you and see you again.